Okay, we're in the middle of the sugya of kaifer, and we're up to mem beis amid beis, about I'd say about 14 lines up, the two dots, Tana Rabbanon. So there's two parshas in the Torah of shor that kills an adam. We have a parsha of tam and a parsha of muad. So it says by tam, shor es ish es isha. If a shor gores a man or a woman, for mace, suckle you suckle a shor, you kill the shor. So we dashed in yesterday that Bala Sharnaki, all the various pshatim. Now that's by tam. The shor nagahu milmol shilshon, if it's a muid, for who would be balav, the hamis isha hasha yisakal v'gam balav yumas, and we know that balav yumas is the shemayim, and he's going to pay kaifer. Now, why was it necessary to say in the parsha of muid the hamis isha? We already said in the parsha of tam the chiyigach shores ish ayas isha. We already stated whether the shor gores the man of a woman. So why was it necessary to repeat it in the parsha of muad? That's the Gemara's kasha. That's what's bothering the Gemara. So Tana Rabbanan. The hamish isha. Okay, again the parsha of muad. Amar Rabbi Kiva. V'chima bozel lamdenu. What's this coming to teach us? If it's to tell me that there's no difference in the parsha of misa by man or woman, it already says in the parsha of tam, if man kills what? A man or a woman. So we already know that a woman's in the ballpark of misa by a shar. It's unnecessary to repeat it by muad. Ella, guys, halkap, lahakish isha leish, to make a relationship, a hekish between man and woman. Ma'ish nizokov liyarshav, just like a man, if he's killed in battle with a shar, the nezikin, the chi of nezikin goes to his yarshim. Af isha nizakeha liyarsheha. So to a woman, the nezikin go to her yarshim, and here's the key, and not her husband. Usually, the husband is the first one is the one who goes ahead and inherits the wife. We're going ahead and making a hekish by repeating it by muad, the ish v'isha, to say, just like by nezikin, the man, whatever happens to the man that goes to the yarshim, so too what happens to the woman goes to the yarshim. Now, what happens? So it's mashma that a husband doesn't inherit a wife. Fred the Gemara. Does Rabbi Akiva really hold that a Baal does not inherit what? His wife? Here's the pasuk in Bamidbar Chaf Zayin pasuk Yud Aleph. V'im achim la'avim l'satim es tachlasei l'she'era yikara ve'lov v'mishpachtoi v'yorash oisa, and he, the husband, will inherit her. So l'chayr, it's a mefurish pasuk in the Torah. So why did Rabbi Akiva say that the nezikin goes to her yarshim and not to the husband? V'tanya v'yarish oisa mikan she'abal yaris es ishtoi divrei Rabbi Akiva. So why is nezikin different? Amar Reish Lakish, we didn't mean nezikin. We meant something different. Like Amar Ella b'kaifer, we only meant kaifer. In other words, if it was a regular case of nezikin, that the woman was damaged and she receives, if it's a man damaging her, nezek tzari b'sheves b'ayshas. If it's a shar damaging her, the balashah is going to pay nezek, right? Let's say the balashah is paying nezek. That would go to the husband. Here we're speaking about when the woman's dead. And when the woman's dead, that it goes to Yarsha. Now, what's the difference between that and Nizakin? So we have to go to the Parsha of Yerusha, guys, outside. We know in the Parsha of Yerusha, there's a distinction made between Muchsik, what a person's holding on to, and Roy, what possibly can come to the person in the future. So we went through the sugya that by Bechor only takes Pishnayim in what? In Muchsik, what is in the possession of the father at the time of his death. But futures that are coming in, again, big sugya in Yeshnoichen, exactly what the futures are. We'll get there, Bez Hashem. But Kaifer L'chayra is Roy. It's not Muchsik. When does Kaifer come? After the woman dies. So the husband's not holding on to it while she's still alive. to say he's machzik in her property. It only comes after his death, after her death. Memela, it's considered roy. Since it's considered roy, her Yarshim get it. Vashenke Nezikin, where she's still alive, and you pay her, of course, and then she would die, of course the husband would get it, because that's muhsik. Says the Gemara, says Rabbi Akiva said is chidish by kaifa. He holds, of course, the wife inherits, the husband inherits the wife. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the husband doesn't inherit the wife by kaifa, and kaifa why is what is roy. Since it's only paid after misa, v'havile roy, and it's considered that will come. Beautiful, beautiful teretz. So, in other words, Reish Lakish is defining Rabbi Akiva's din. This din of Rabbi Akiva that he said that her Yoshim inherited. It's speaking about kaifer, which is only paid after misa. Now, why can't he be speaking about where the shor went ahead, gored her? She is on a deathbed. She's going to die. She collects kaifer then. Now it's muhsik, and the husband would get it. How do you know it's speaking that only after she's dead and it's considered roy? I could just as easily say that you pay kaifer when you know she's going to die. If you're going to pay kaifer when she knows she's going to die and she's not dead yet, then it's muhsik and not roy. Fred Gemara, my timer. What I just spoke out to you is the words of Rashi and those two words, my timer. Rashi says my timer means why is it considered dafka roy? Because it only comes after a death. Why don't we say we can evaluate that she's going to die and you pay kaifer when she's still alive, and then it's muhsik. So I just read that in the only reason I knew that is because Rashi really filled in the gaps. It's very my time. What's the reason? It's such an ambiguous statement. So now, and for the Gemara, Amakra, I'll tell you why. It says vehemis ish es isha, and the shor kills a man or a woman. Hashor yisakel v'gamba olav yumas im kaifer yushas alav. Now, you're only going to pay kaifer, right? Only pay kaifer when the shor gets skila. When does the shor get skila? The hemis ishas isha, only after the death of the person. So you see that kaifer is only paid after death. If it's only paid after death, it's roy. If it's roy, then what? He doesn't inherit her, but her Yashim inherit her. So that's the statement of Rabbi Akiva, guys. Good. So we have it clear that this statement, Rabbi Akiva, that when it comes to Nezikin, that the her Yashim get it and not her husband, is speaking about kaifer because it's roy and not b'muchsik. Good. Says the Gemara now the following. Rabbi Avi with 3 lines up on mem beis amid beis. Ubenezikin loy amar, and by nezikin loy amar he doesn't say, meaning l'chayra. I'll show you guys a case of nezikin, which in addition Rabbi Akiva would admit that the har yarshim get it, not just kaifer, har yarshim get it. Says the Gemara, Amar loy Akiva Tanya. Now we know there's a parshumat of the Meivalados. 2 men are fighting. They hit a pregnant woman. We saw it yesterday. That was Rabbi Yosef Galili. He said that a Balashanoki comes to exclude what kaifer, that the Meivalados. Now, so hika isa isha. If a man hits a woman, v'yatzu yiladaha, and she miscarries, noisein nezek v'tzar leisha with Meivadas lebal. What do? You pay to who? The nezek and the tsar to the woman. Taisus discusses about the Ripu Shevas and Baishes, and the Meivlades goes to the husband. So the worth of the baby goes to the husband, and the Nezek Tsar goes to the woman. Now, Eina Baal, if the Baal's not around, he dies. Noisim Liyarshav. You give the Meivlades to his Yarshim. Ein Ha'isha, if the woman dies, Noisenes Liyarsheha. The nezek and sar is given to who? Har Yarshim. Guys, there's your kasha. Nezek and sar is l'chayra is not paid after death. It's not kaifer that's paid after death that it's considered roy. It's paid in the lifetime. And nonetheless, what are we saying? That it's going to, so it's muhsik, and it's not going to the husband. It's going to who? It's going to Har Yarshim. So how can you, Reish Lakish, tell me that Rabbi Akiva's statement that her Yarshim inherit her is only by Kaifer and not by Nezikin. Here we see clearly Nezek Vitzar in the case of the Mevlados, in the case where she miscarried, is going to the Yarshim, even though what? Even though what? It's Muchsik, right? Says the Gemara. Okay, guys, the Brisa continues, but you got the Kasha. In other words, the Kasha is after those words, the Naisenis Liyasheha, right? The Kasha is after those words. Now, just finishing off the Brisa. Haisa Shifcha v'nishtachrara. If she was a Shifcha and she was impregnated by an Eved Meshuchra, or Giyaris, or she was a Giyaris who was pregnant from a Ger, and they both die. So in that case they both die. Then you put them from Nezek Tsar and the Mevlados. Okay, so the bottom line is, I'm not getting into that because I want to stay focused on the Kasha. So the Kasha is, you see by Nezikin, by Nezek Tsar, in the case of a pregnant woman, is going to the Yarshim. Amarabba Bigirusha. After she was hit, the husband divorced her. So really, it should go to a husband. Really, it should go to a husband because really you're muksik in it. But since what? She's divorced, it doesn't go to the husband. So Einachinami. Where did Rabbi Akiva say is then that it goes to the Yarshim, that he and her Yarshim inherited and not him? That's by Kaifer, which is Royi, which is only going to come after her death and not muksik. Yisrael and Nezek Tsar goes to her. How does it go to her? It's muksik. Says Gemara. Yeah, it's muksik after divorce. It's speaking about a divorcee. So the divorcee, the husband's not inheriting her. So both Rabbi and Rav Nachman say it's speaking about a gerusha. Good. Okay, guys, you have a mahalach now. Fred the Gemara in army bigerusha nami tiflik with mevlados. If that's the case, she's divorced. Why doesn't she divide the mevlados with her husband? Says right with her. I guess they should also get a piece. The Yarshim should get a piece of the mevlados since she's divorced. Rav Papa Torah zichsa the mevlados the baal. It's not shaykh to the woman. Mevlados always goes to the husband, right? Afilu ba aleha business. Let's say a man had a woman, impregnated a woman, a panuya boya panuya. He had a single guy with a single girl, and he impregnated her. And then the two men are fighting, and so she's not an Ashes ish, and she gets hit. She miscarries. Even then, he's going to get the mevlados. Even then, even though there was no kosher marriage, you're going to get the mevlados. My timer. What's the reason? Amakra kasha yashis alav bal ha'isha. Okay, bal ha'isha. In other words, bal ha'isha. Bal ha'isha even is bal ha'isha. Even they're not married, right? Taisa speaks out. What about if it's incest, something like that? Then it wouldn't be considered a bal. But again, by a panuya, which the marriage could be typhus, then it's okay. Okay. So guys, what do we have? Let's go. Let's chaz riba. Rabbi Avi, listen up so you can get it. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Kiva said it then. Rabbi Kiva said that we have a repetition of ish v'isha. It says it by tam, it says by muad. Whether a shar kills a man or a woman by a tam, a shar kills a man or a woman by muad. By saying, why is it necessary to repeat it by muad? We already know from tam whether if you kill a man or a woman, the shar is going to die. Says the Rabbi Kiva, the reason we repeated it by what? By muad is to create a relationship between ish v'isha. Just like Yarshim inherit the Nezikin of the father, so too her Yarshim inherit the Nezikin of her rather than a husband. Usually in the hierarchy of what? Of Yerusha, the husband would come before her Yarshim, her family. Over here by Nezikin, what comes what before her family comes first. Fred the Gemara, it says V'yirish saw that the Baal inherits her. Says the Gemara, you're right. The Baal inherits what she's muksik, what she's holding on to. But futures to come in, that you don't inherit. Where are the futures to come in over here? Kaifer. Kaifer is what is only after she's dead. And we proved it. Only after she's dead. We proved that only after she's dead is the rechiv to pay. After she's dead, it's not considered she was holding on to it in her lifetime, because it only came afterwards. Therefore, it's considered roi. Since it's considered roi, the husband doesn't inherit it, and therefore it goes to her yarshim. For the Gemara Kasha right now, we see from a case of Demei Vlados, not from a case of Kaifer of Vishar, a case of two men fighting, and we see Demei Vlados, that's still the Nezek side that would go to her Yarshim. So how can you say Rabbi Kiva limits it to what? To Roy from Koifer? You see, even Muchsik goes to Har Yarshim. Says the Gemara, the reason it goes to Yarshim because they're divorced. So the husband doesn't get it, not because not because the laws of Yerusha, she doesn't get it. You're not skipping over anybody. The husband doesn't get it because he's not her husband anymore. So she got damaged when, again, it has to be the damage took place before the divorce, guys. So no havamina dewat that after the divorce, the husband should get the nezek tsar, right? There's no svara whatsoever. But the damage took place before the divorce. And the damage takes place before the divorce, you might think that, he gets a piece of the action. No, he doesn't. That's the chiddush, okay? Now, the Gemara just is going to tangentially say, Rabba and Rava and Rav Nachman, they both zetznaim by Gerusha. They could have zetznaim by a different mitzias. As we have machloikis, according to the Rabbanon, this machloikis in a halva by Yerusha is a halva, money owed. Is it considered roi or muchsik? Right? It's considered roi or muchsik. So we have machloikis. Some people say machloikis between Rabba and Rava. One says that karka is muchsik, money not. Other one says money yet. So l'chayra, you could have zetznaim about. It's speaking about. You don't have to speak about Yerusha. You could say they're still married. And it's speaking with what? That if it's karka, mois, whichever one is not muksik, you could have gone ahead and said if she dies, then what? The nesek tzar would go to her yarshim. Okay, you could have said that. So Fred the Gemara Kasha. V'nukmi l'rabba k'goin shegavu mois, that she collected money, and money is considered what? Roi. Rav Nachman going shegavu karka, and Rav Nachman's of the opinion that karka is considered roi. Dama Rabba gavi karka yeshloi, that the bechor would get pishnayim if you collect karka, because it's considered muksik. How gavi mois ein loi, he doesn't have pishnayim in a loan that was paid with money. Rav Nachman repaid with money. Rav Nachman am gava mois yeshloi, that he would get pishnayim. Gava karka ein loi. So l'chayri you could have given a very, very interesting pasha to teretz. Why do you have to give the shveru kimta that it's speaking about a gerusha? Say it's speaking where what she collected money or she collected mice, and each one relative to their pshat would hold its roy because it's the same lumdus, guys. What's the lumdus of kaifer? Why he doesn't get a piece of the action? Because he doesn't get a piece of the action of roy, only muksik. So we have either karka or moist, depending what Rabbi and Rav Nachman hold. Rabbi and Rav Nachman hold vis-a-vis each one would be considered roy. Says, well, Ami, when did you say that? Hani midli lebnei ma'rava. That whole Torah was according to bnei ma'rava, and Eretz Yisrael libid rabbanan. Ki kami hacha. Where we're speaking over here, Rebbe. Guys, Rebbe holds every halva is considered muchsik, whether it's karka, whether it's moist. In other words, once the halva took place in the lifetime of the father, right? It's considered what comes afterwards is not considered roy. It's considered muchsik. So therefore, you couldn't give the teretz of according to this whether what it's karko, whether it's moist. He gave a teretz that's speaking about by a gerusha. Okay, that's the first part of the daf, and believe it or not, that's the easy part of the daf. Not too bad, Okay, two statements. Amar Reish Lakish. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 seconds. We might be here a little. Okay, Amar Reb Shimon Lakish. Shor shehemis es eved. Now, usually, if it kills an eved, it's a muid. You pay 30. If it's a tam, we said yesterday that you don't. Right? That was the sheet of Rabbi Akiva. Shaloi b'kavana. Now you kill shaloi b'kavana. Now, guys, here's a very important. What happens if a man kills a person shaloi b'kavana? Does he die? No. What about a shar? If a shar shtoises shaloi b'kavana and kills a person, so we're going to have a limud later on in the Gemara in the Mishnah. Kemisis habaylim kachmisis hashar. In other words, the guidelines of when we kill the shar will be predicated upon what's the halacha by the man. So if a man shaloi b'kavana doesn't die, a shar shaloi b'kavana doesn't die. Good. So now, a shar that kills an eved shaloi b'kavana, pata mishleishim shkalim, you're going to be pata from shleishim shkalim. Now, why? He killed an eved. Shenemar kesef shleishim shkalim yitain le'adainav. You should give kesef shleishim shkalim to his master, and v'hasha yisakel. So, guys, you have a formula over here. What's the formula? You chayiv 30. When you chayiv 30, kol zman shehashar b'skila habaylim mishalm shloishim shkolim. Ein hashar b'skila, ein habaylim mishalm shloishim shkolim. So you have a pretty straightforward din with that piece of information. Since in a case shaloi b'kavana, a man who kills another man won't die, a man who kills an eved won't die, a shor that kills b'shloi kavana also won't die. Now next step. Now we have a pasuk that says, if the shor gets skila, I'm going backwards. If the shor gets skila, you'll pay 30. Guess what? The shor is not getting skila. Why? Because the master wouldn't die in the situation. The master of the shor wouldn't die in the situation. Says Reish Lakish, therefore, even though the eved's dead, and even though the shor killed him, and even though the shor l'chayr is a mu'id for shtoising, in this situation that was shlei b'kavana and the master won't die, the shor won't get skila. Once the shor does not get skila, you don't pay shleishim shel eved. That's the mer. That now a similar din. That's Reish Lakish's din, and now Rabbi's din. Amar Rabba, shor shehem is ben chayrin, a shor that kills a ben chayrin, shalei b'kavana, patami kaifer. Okay, now l'chayr it's speaking, guys, about what? About a mu'id that normally, if it would have been b'kavana, you would pay what? Kaifer. You'd be kaifer, right? It's the same thing as the eved, just switch around the din of kaifer and shleishim. Shenemar shor yisrakel gam b'olav yumas. In kaifer yushes alav. Kozman shashar b'skila b'alim mishalmim kaifer. Ein ashar b'skila ein b'alim mishalmim kaifer. So says Rabbah, since the shor will not get killed, why? Because in the same situation, the master of the shor won't get killed. The kamisis habaylim kachmisis hashor. The mele, if the shor is not dying for skila, you're not paying kaifer. Just like the shor is not dying, you're not paying shleishim shel eved, says Reish Lakish. Says Rabbah, if the shor doesn't die, you're not paying kaifer. That's the statement, and we're going to spend the rest of the daf on those two statements, attacking them and understanding them. Good, but you got the statement very good. Esrei, we're going to ask on Rabbah now. Now it doesn't say to who. Esrei Abaye. Abaye is going to ask you. L'chayra, he was Rabbah's nephew, and we're going to see from the Gemara that he's asking on Rabbah. Esrei, okay, he's asking about Hamis Shoiri es Pliny. This is a Gemara, guys, we had in Ksubis, and we had it early in the Masechta. My shor killed Pliny. I Shire shall Pliny. So my shor either killed a man or my shor killed another shor. Now, Harizeh Mishalem al pi atzmai. This is Hoidos Baldin Kemei Edim Dami. That's the sugya in Ksubis. He pays. Now, what's he paying? L'chari killed a man. My lav kaifer. Now, fellas, let's go outside. Eye contact. If a man would come to Bezdin and say, I killed somebody, would we kill him? There's no way. You need to aid him, right? A man's coming to Bezdin and saying, my shor killed somebody. It says you have to pay. 1 second. Are you killing the shor? No. You know why you're not killing the shor? Because you wouldn't be killing the man in that situation, right? That's our rule of thumb. Yet it says you pay. What are you paying? Kaifer. But didn't Rabbah just say in the case where the shor doesn't get killed, you don't pay kaifer? And in this situation, the shor is not getting killed. That's the kasha. The bomb kasha, guys. Mamish a bomb kasha. Benji?
It could be another reason. If kofar is kanas, he's being molded with kanas.
What?
He's being molded in his kanas.
Machlokes with kufra kapara, or I don't know if kofar is kanas or not. Machlokes is kufra kapara or not. Whether kufra kapara or kufra mimoina, right? So that's really so. The Gemara's there's no chiyuv, there's no chiyuv. It's a bigger chiddush. There's no chiyuv. No, you don't even get to the point of being moided. There is no chiyuv over here. Period. So now says the Gemara a chiddush, guys. Listen to this chiddush, guys. Let's go kasha one more time outside. The kasha one more time. Rabbah said a rule of thumb: if the shor is getting killed, you're paying kaifer. If the shor is not getting killed, you're not paying kaifer. Over here, we have a case where a shor is not getting killed. Why? Because the owner admitted. And we have a rule of thumb: if the owner doesn't die, the shor doesn't die. So the owner's not dying over here because it's his admission. There's no edim. The shor's not dying. The shor's not dying yet. It says you have to pay. The assumption means you have to pay what? Kaifer. Says Gemara, no, it's not kaifer. Loy domim. It's speaking about nezek. It's speaking about the value of the shor. So now, you always could have learned until now that there's a chi of kaifer, and that kind of takes care of everything. Rabbi is being mechadish that aside from the chi of kaifer, there's a chi of nezikin. So it could be the following. It could be that's not two separate chiyuv when you have a double payment. It means where I pay kaifer, I don't have to pay the nezek. But where I don't pay kaifer, then I have to pay the nezek. Guys, listen very carefully to my words. It doesn't necessarily mean there's two chiyuvim, a chi of kaifer and a chi of nezek, and meaning there are two chiyuvim, but the payment of one supersedes the other. So the kaifer would pat me for the nezek. Masha'enkin, when you don't pay the kaifer, then you have to pay the nezek. Now, I think Rashi, guys, look at the bottom line of Rashi. Look at 3 lines up from the bottom, Rashi. V'damim, klaimer, v'isakadach yesh tyrus nezikin, lahechid the katle, there's a payment of nezikin where there's kaifer, v'alkein ki hechi de ben chayrin, b'makom she'en kaifer mishalim damav. I underline those words. In a place where you're not paying kaifer, then you're going to pay damim, okay? So, in other words, Masha from Rashi, there are two. It doesn't mean you're paying double. It means what? In a place where there's no kaifer, then you're gonna have to pay it. So now, so let's get. So listen to the kasha, listen to the teretz, and then I'll ask you a kasha. Okay. Says Rabbi Din, where shor doesn't die, you don't pay kaifer. Here you're coming to a place the shor is not dying, and you're paying kaifer. And for you're not paying kaifer, you're paying domim, you're paying nezek. Now, I'll ask you just push it. What does it mean? What's the difference between kaifer and domim? If you're paying kaifer, a bishlema, if you hold that kaifer is the mei mazik, that's a chiddush. We have machloikas Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva, the mei nizik or the mei mazik, right? We have machloikas, guys, kaifer. So if you're going to tell me it's the mei mazik, there's a chilik. Maybe the mazik's worth more than him. But if you're going to tell me the mei nizik, what's the difference between nizik and kaifer? You're going after the individual, right? So what's the difference? So a Taisus brings a bunch of differences. Rashi brings one difference. Taisus brings, let's see this Taisus. My love kaifer loy damin. From Taimar, lamanda oifa kaifer demei nizik, my ikka bein damin lekaifer. What's the difference between damin and lekaifer? Lechaira, it's both the same tashlum. The guy's worth $100. You're paying $100. Good. It says, in other words, and we said, so what are you gaining? V'nir l'ri kigon shemes hamazik. Then kapore la'acha misa. Let's say the mazik dies. So if it's a din in kaifer, then you don't pay it. If it's a din in damim, you're going to pay it. Right? In other words, fellas, if the chiyuv is kaifer and kufra kapara, who needs the kapara? The mazik. If the mazik's dead, he doesn't need the kapara anymore. It's like ein chatas lachamisa, right? One of the chamesh chatois. If the owner, if the baal dies, he doesn't pay. Masha'en kain, if it's a chiyuv mazik, then the kids, his Yarshim would have to pay. That's one difference. Let's skip down a little bit. Sometimes if go after the mazik might be worth less, right? Or more. The damim yachal limchal. The kaifer ein yachal limchal. Guys, right? If the chiyuv is money, you can be meichel on the money. If the chiyuv is kaifer, you need the kapara. So those are a few differences between kaifer and damim. Mechila, if the misa, if the mazik worth more. Bottom line is, Rab is held serve. We attacked Rabba from this Gemara in an Elin Iris, and we held serve. Fred Gemara, Idamim, if you're telling me the chiyuv is nezikin, it's not kaifer, ema seifa, hamish shori es avdai shel pliny, hamish shori es avdai shel pliny, ena mishalem al piatzmai. Now, here is Benji's point. Kaifer is not a kanas, but Eved Davakotzev is a kanas. Now, Bishlem, if you tell me that it's going on the Kaifer or it's going on the Eved, I understand why it's Potter. But if you tell me it's going on Damim, so why are you Potter? In other words, I assume that this same Mishnah is speaking in the same Metzias. The case that you're moida by where you killed a man, you sure killed a man. You're moida where you sure went ahead and killed an eved. One place you chayiv and one place you potter. One place you chayiv and one place you potter. But why? If it's damim, you should be chayiv in both places. The damim am I loy. So amalei. So Rabbi told the Baya, Yechilna l'shenui lach. I'm able to answer you. Reisha damim v'sefer kanas. I can speak to you. You know what the Reisha is speaking about. You might have a damim, and the Reisha is safe is speaking about might have a kanas. Miu shenui dechicha le'meshachinala. Says Rabbi, I'm not going to give you a doichik to teretz. Okay, so edi v'edi damim. Okay, guys. So let's get the kasha straight. Let's get the kasha straight. If a man's moida that his shor killed another man, you're going to pay not kaifer, because again the shor's not dying. You're going to pay money. You pay nezikin. In a case where a man is moida that an eved that he killed an eved, you're not going to pay anything. Why don't you pay damim? What's the difference by killing a man? You're going to pay the damim, and killing an eved, you're not going to pay the damim. What's the difference? Very lumbish difference. Amid base. Idividi damim. Miu ben chayrin, the first case, the case of being moida that your shor killed a regular person. The mishalim kaifer al piatzmai, that sometimes you pay kaifer by itself. Vehechi dami. Okay, guys, here's the teretz. It's possible you could be moida by kaifer, by a case of killing a ben chayrin and still pay kaifer. It's not possible. Again, and people chayv damim. It's not possible by being moida by eved that you'd ever pay. Let's see. What does it mean? Vehechi dami, the asi sade. Let's say Adam come along. Vasidu beid the katal, and they say that his shor killed. His shor is the muad. His shor killed. Now, we don't know what. What don't we know? We don't know if it's a tam, whether it's a muad. So we don't know if there's a chiyuv kaifer or not. And the master is moida the muadhu. The mishalim kaifer al piatzmai. In that case, he would pay kaifer by himself. Guys, over there, I don't need. Guys, outside. When does the chiyuv kaifer come? When your shor kills somebody. I have edus that your shor killed somebody. You will megala milsa that there's a chiyuv kaifer because you said it's a muad. In that case, you'll pay the kaifer. If that's not being moida, and therefore, in that case where you could be chayiv al pi atzmai, then you chayiv damim. Mishalim kaifer al pi atzmai heichid deleka edim, where you don't have edim and you're moida mishalim damim. Then you're going to pay damim. Gabi eved she'ena mishalim kanas al pi atzmai veichi dami the asi edim kam vasidu beid the katal, and they say that the shor killed an eved. So therefore, heicha deleka edim loy mishalim damim. You're not going to pay damim. Okay, let's speak it out. Let's speak out the teretz, guys. Akash is clear. You're paying by kaifer. You're paying damim. By shleishim shaleved, you're not paying anything. Okay. Now, is there ever a case where you're moida by kaifer that you're going to pay the kaifer? Is it ever possible that in case that you're moida by kaifer that you're going to pay? That you're going to pay. Period. Says Rabbi, absolutely. What's the case? Two Eidim come along and they say this guy shor just went ahead and killed a person. Now we know the shor. Let's go through it. We know the shor has to die, whether it's a tam or a mu'at, it's got to die. Is there a chiyuv kaifer or not? We don't know. Comes along the man and says, what? My shor was a mu'at, right? In that case, he's going to pay kaifer. So in the corollary case, where there's no edim, and he tells us all the information, that my shor killed, and my shor is a mu'at, then you'll pay damim. Since in the situation where there's two edim, he can still pay kaifer. In a case where there's no edim, he could pay damim. What about the shleishim shaleved? Two edim come and say that this shor went ahead and gored an eved. What don't we know? whether there was a chiyuv to pay or not. Meaning, there's a chiyuv to pay. Do you chayiv shloishim or not? That will be dependent upon whether it's a mu'ud or not. Comes along the owner and says, my shor was a mu'ud. What's the din? Moide b'kenas is pater. So even when two edim come, guys, there's no chiyuv tashlumim. Memela, where there's no edim, there's no chiyuv tashlumim. One more time. The fingers work. Two edim by kaifer, his haidah, he'll pay kaifer. Therefore, no edim, he'll pay damim. Eved, two edim, right? Two edim, right? Is this two edim? And he says mu'ud, he doesn't pay anything because he's moida b'kenas. Where there's no two edim, right? And there's moida, you're not going to pay damim. So that's the difference between the case of ben chayrin and kaifer and the case of moida b'kenas. That's the difference. Let's see Rashi, guys. Let's see Rashi. Rashi will explain it beautifully. The second line from the top. The hacha v'adei mishalim kaifer. Vada is going to pay kaifer over here. If two edim come and say that his shor killed somebody, and he says it's a mu'ud, he's going to pay kaifer. You know why? The kufra kapara v'loy kenasa Benji. The kufra kapara v'loy kenasa the lifter. You made a mistake, right? It's not a kanas. Kufra's kapara, not a kanas, the lifter. Mishum haidas atzmai. His haidah is not going to do anything. However, therefore, deleka edim klal, who did patrona mi kaifer, mishum gezeres hakasib, because the Torah says deina shar beskila. So since you don't have edim to kill the shar, you can't be mechayiv from kaifer. The hacha hari shar beskila in the when edim do come, the shar is being killed by das edim. The inami tam have bar skilahu. Even if it was a tam, he'd be killed. Hilkach, therefore, heicha deleka edim klal, the ena bar kaifer. Why? Because the shar is not getting killed. Mishalim damim, then he'll pay damim. Aval eved delay mishkachas be kenas al piatzmoi. The inami yasi sade if edis would come. The omri kotel eved v'lo yadinari tam imuid. An eved was killed, and we don't know if it was a tam and there's no chiyuv shloishim, or it was a mu'ud and there is a chiyuv shloishim. V'yom mare comes along the master and mu'ud who, and therefore he's being mechayiv himself what shloishim the part of the kenas. Afagav the shar beskili, even though you're killing the shar because of the two edim. V'afilu tam kidamin lekamon kol shechayiv misa ben choyren chayiv beved miu moide bekenas pata hilkach kileka edim klal afilu damim loy mishalim. Okay, what the chilik is between the lamdis over here? There, I've written over here in our Sameach and Perek Yud miniskei mamen halacha yudalid to make the chilik between moide bekayfer and be moide bekenas. Okay, he speaks out of chilik. I didn't look it up. Oh, guys, outside kasha terrace. That's chazariba. Let's chazariba. Rabbi said a din. What's Rabbi's din? If the owner comes along and he informs us that his shor killed somebody, he's not going to pay kaifer. Why is he not going to pay kaifer? Because the shor is not going to die. If the shor is not going to die, it's not chayiv skila. You only pay skila. You only pay kaifer where the shor gets killed. That was his din. Freg Rabba kasha. What's the difference between? You have a case of a person's being moida. A kasha, a person's being moida that his animal killed. He's moida that his animal killed. You're going to go ahead, and the animal's not getting killed because he's not going to get killed. Yet you pay because you're not paying kaifer there. You're paying what? You're paying damim. Says, well, you're paying damim. If that's the case, why if he's moida that his shor killed an eved, why is he not paying damim? Says, well, I'll tell you the difference. Says, Rabbi, I'll tell you the difference. It's shaykh tashlumim by being moida by kaifer. It's never shaykh tashlumim by being moida by eved. What's the chilik? The chilik is like this. If two edim would come and say the shor killed, so we know now that this person, right? This person is owns a shor that killed. Is he chayiv kaifer or not? Comes along and he says, you know what? My shor is a mu'ud. He's chayiv kaifer. Haidas baldin. Maida. Kufr is a kapar. It's not a kanas. Once he admitted that his shor is a mu'ud, that created the need for him to get a kapara. Very good. What? So therefore, the same scenario where the no two edim, and he admits that the shor is a mu'ud that killed 3 times a man, right? There you're going to pay damim. You're not going to pay kaifer because you're not killing the shor. because you're not killing him, right? So therefore, what? Since you're not killing the shar, because there was no two Eidim on the shar, the mela what? You're going to pay domim. By Eved, there's never a touch domim. Why? Let's say two people come along and say, your shar killed an Eved. Okay? What we don't know is there chiyuv, if it's a tam and there's no chiyuv shleishim, or it's a mu'ud, there's a chiyuv shleishim. He comes along and says, it's a mu'ud. Chiyuv shleishim? No. Moed b'knas is pata. So since in the case where two Eidim is patur, therefore in the case where there's no Eidim, you don't pay domim. That's it. Good? I hope it's good. Masir Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak. Here's a statement. Kol shechayev b'ben choyrin, kol shechayev b'ben choyrin, chayev be'eved. Anytime you chayev by killing a regular person, you chayev by killing an eved, bein b'koifer, bein b'misa, right? Whether it's koifer or it's misa. Koifer be'eved miyaka, elolav, damim. It must be that what? In a case where you kill a ben choyrin and it's a chiyav damim, in the case where you kill an eved, there'll be a chiyav damim. So if the Baal is moida by the ben chayrin, so too it must be moida what by the eved, and it says you're paying damim. But you, Rabbi, just told me that what you don't. Ikediami who moisav law, who mefarak law. There are those who said that Shmuel bar Yitzchak asked the kasha and he answered the kasha. Ikediami amalei Rabba, and Rabbi answered the kasha. Either way, it's the same teretz, guys. The question is, was it Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak who gave the teretz or Rabba? Hachi katani. Let's go ahead. You thought it's speaking about being moida, and therefore they're equal, and therefore chiyav damim. No. Here's the way you read the Baisa. Kol shechayev ben chayrin b'kavana al pi edim koifer. When you chayev b'kavana al pi edim koifer, because the shor is going to die, chayev be'eved kenas, because the shor is going to die. Remember, that's the statement, right? When the shor dies, you pay kaifer. When the shor dies, you pay kanas. That's what we're saying. And in a case where ben chayrin shlei b'kavana al pi edim pays damim, chayev be'eved shlei b'kavana al pi edim damim. So in an eved shlei b'kavana al pi edim damim, right? So in other words, he is l'chayra. So we're not speaking about Haidas Baldin, rather Eidim, and therefore it's not what? It's not a kasha. Kasha was what? In a situation where the animal's not dying, still paying? No. Now we're saying that what? That we're saying that, 1 second. And anytime ben chayrin without kavana, but through Eidim, you'll pay damim. Chayev be'ebed shaloi b'kavana al pi Eidim. Chayev be'ebed shaloi b'kavana al pi Eidim damim. An ebed shaloi b'kavana al pi Eidim. So the Chayri is arguing what on Rabbah. The Chayri he's arguing what on Rabbah, right? Because he's saying you would be chayev damim. Right? He's arguing Rabbah. Amalei Rabbah ihachi. That even when there's kaifer, you have to look at chayiv dam. Even when there's kaifer, you have to look at dam. Now it's resting on the general statement of Rabbah that there's even when there's kaifer, there's a chayiv damim. Eishay shaloi b'kavana. You have eish shaloi b'kavana. Now, guys, we had a machlokes between Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan, right? Rabbi Yochanan said eishim b'shem b'chitzav, and Rabbi Yochanan said and Reish Lakish said eishim b'shem b'moinai. We said, and then we had a kasha by the haystack. How can you bishleim according to man eishim b'shem b'chitzav? You chayiv in the whole haystack. But you only chayiv in the place where you put it down. Okay? So now, just like you're going to pay damim by the evet shlei b'kavana, so too over here, that you have edim that he damaged, you should pay damim. It says, how do you know you don't pay damim? From the Mishnah that we had in Ketzar Regel, you had a haystack, and you had a gedi tied up next to the haystack, the evet samachloi, and you had an untied evet that's next to it, and they both get burnt down. Chayev, then you chayev on what? You chayev on the haystack. The evet should have ran away. You put them on the evet. It should have ran away. Evet kafisloi, but if the evet is tied up and the gedi samachloi, nisraf imoi, be putter on the gedi and the haystack. Why? Because They're going to say, "Come the Rabbi because you killed the Eved," right? And so why then? Right, if there's why are you pata if there's a chiyuv damim, guys? That's the kasha, guys. In other words, you're telling me that where you kill, there's a din kaifer, you have to judge the din of damim also. Why over here, where you kill the Eved, why are we judging the din of damim? Why are we judging the din of damim? Right? Says the Gemara, Reish Lakish can go and hits this peguf shaleved. You know why? To come maybe the Rabbi Mine. In other words, like the man of Eishim and Moinai. So the Gemara's kasha is the following: if you got the haystack and the Eved got burnt, then there would not be chiv misa on the Eved at that time. Why? Because Eishim Shemamoina, you didn't kill the Eved; it was a groma. Mashen Kain, if you took the Eved, remember I made the Eish, then you be chayiv. So Memela, here's the kasha: if you burn down the haystack, right, the Eved's there, you potter. Why you potter? I l'chayish b'chayiv damim. And for the Gemara, I'll tell you why you potter. You potter why? Because you were chayiv misa for killing the Eved and come maybe the Rabbi Mine. Okay, continues the Gemara. Yeah, the Tanya. We learned earlier in the Masech in Daf Yud. Went through the different chumas that the Arba Avos had over each other. Even eat the rocks up. Mashen came bar shav layadim chamav lekelim. Be'elu she'esh mishalemes shlei bekavana damim. Mashen came bar like a tani. In other words, there's no havamina that a bar would pay damim because you have a total patur of adam shav layadim chamav lekelim. So if it's true by Eish, you would pay damim. You should list that in Daf Yud as one of the distinctions between Eish and bar. It says maybe you left out. We said that Gemara over there. We just gave that teretz also. We said my shayt, I shayt. El Rava Gufa I boy mi boy. The Gemara says this Rava wasn't asking as a kasha. He was asking as a shaila, guys. He wasn't asking on Rabbi. He was asking as a shaila. Eishrei shalei bekavana mi mishalim damim. Do you pay damim or not? I like. What's the tut stadim? Mi amina on gabe shor hu de bekavana mishalim kaifer. Shlei bekavana mishalim damim. Aval eishrei de bekavana le mishalim kaifer. Shlei bekavana nami le mishalim damim. Is a din in the kaifer, and therefore, if it's a din in the kaifer, then you'll only pay damim when it's shayach kaifer. But eish, where it's not shayach kaifer, you would pay damim. I don't know kivin de gabe shor shlei bekavana. Afagav like a kaifer mishalim damim. Gabe eishnami afagav de bekavana le mishalim kaifer. Shlei bekavana mi mishalim damim. We don't know what the answer is, and teku. Okay, so we had the Rabbi's din. Now, what was Reish Lakish's din? Reish Lakish said that what? Where you're going to pay kaifer. If the shor is beskila, you're going to pay kaifer. If the shor is not beskila, you're not going to pay kaifer. Therefore, a person is maida. Reish Lakish said that he cased the shor hemeth is eved. Now, Rabbi Shlosh 11. Rabbi said the din of kaifer. Rabbi said the din of kaifer. Now, it says im kaifer yushas alav. The pasuk im, the word im is extra. Im kaifer l'rabbis kaifer shlei b'kavana. That even if there's no skila, right, you're going to pay kaifer. Not like Rabbi. Rabbi said, what, guys? Rabbi said only if the shor dies is it din of kaifer. What happens if the shor doesn't die? What happens if the shor doesn't die? So there's no din of kaifer. He's saying no. Im means the rabbis kaifer shlei b'kavana, that even if the shor is not dying, you will pay kaifer. Again, not like Rabbi, guys. Even if the shor is not dying, you'll pay kaifer. Kaifer b'kavana. Amalei baya elamiyata eved nami. If that's the case, eved as well. Matam eloim im eved yikach. Right? The rabbis eved shlei b'kavana, keved b'kavana. Say the same thing, that you should pay even shlei b'kavana. You should pay what shleish shaleved, which is not like Rabbi. The chitema hachanami einachinami. That what you would pay. Ivam Reish Lakish shor shehemis es eved shalei b'kavana patam mishleishim shkalim. Now, who are you asking on Rabbi from, guys? Reish Lakish. They're both Amoroyim. Amalei Gavra Karamis. What are you asking to steer from Rabbi? In other words, Rabbi holds you don't pay. Reish Lakish. Rabbi holds you do pay, and Reish Lakish holds you don't pay. Kiyasir Rav and Rabbi Yochanan Eved Matamud Leimar Im Eved. What do you have to say to Im? The Rabbi said Eved shalei b'kavana ke'eved b'kavana. That you're going to pay shleishim shaleved, even what? You'll pay shleishim shaleved, even shlei b'kavana, even though the shor is not dying. Well, Reish Lakish nami name bid eved im eved leidarish kaifa im kaifa nami leidarish. Right? Let's say what kaifa also you should pay, because im teaches me that what, that even though the shor is dying, you should pay the kaifer, just like by the Eved, even though the shor is not dying, you're paying the shleishim. Sami loy. Eved im Eved like Darish, he doesn't dash in that. Kaifer Darish, but he dashes kaifer. Umayshna, why Eved im Eved like Sib b'makam tashlumin? It doesn't say. It says im yigach ashor es what if it goes right. So it's not speaking about tashlumim. It's not speaking about tashlumim. It's just speaking im Eved yigach. So therefore, it makes sense since the im is not going on the tashlumim as you should right. You should pay right. If you're telling me that it's not going with makam tashlumim, it's so by Eved, guys, where it's not speaking of makam tashlumim, we won't use the im to include if it's shlei b'kavana you should pay. So therefore, an Eved shlei b'kavana, you're not going to pay the shleishim. You're not going to pay the shleishim. One more time. What's the difference by Eved and Kaifer? It says im by both places. In one place by Eved, you're not dashing the im to pay. Yet by Kaifer, you're dashing the im that even though it was shlei kavana, you're going to pay. What's the difference? So in that where it says Eved im Eved lei darish, Kaifer im Kaifer darish. Therefore, he doesn't dash in Eved to pay, but he does dash in Kaifer that you should pay shlei b'kavana. Again, the shor is not dying. So this is clearly not like Rabbi. The shor is not dying, and nonetheless you're paying. Now, Umayshna, what's the difference between the two? Eved im Eved like a sieve, it does not say tashlumim. The pasuk says im Eved yikach hashor. It doesn't say anything about the im with connected to tashlumim. But by Kaifer, it says b'makam tashlumim. It says what? Im Kaifer yushas alav. Guys, im Kaifer yushas alav, meaning it's going on the payment itself. Over there, shalei b'kavana, it's going on the payment itself. You're going to go ahead and you're going to be marba that even shlei b'kavana you will pay. Mashen came by what? By Eved. Yes, Harold.
I'm just sure the distinction. Eved, there's a clear distinction though. By Eved's always the primary reason you're paying is because of knas, whereas the other one there's no knas by Norber. So I'm just.
You have Eved. You have over here Eved and Kaifer. The sugi is going through the din of muad. The din of muad by a person creates kaifer. The din of muad by Eved creates kanas. Good. So you're right. Once shleishim is the kanas and the other one is not. Be that as it may. Okay. Be that as it may. I have the word im, and now I want to know. I also have a svara to say that when the shor dies, that's when you'll pay. This says no. Even if the shor is not dying, you're going to pay. Why? Because it says im. Now, in one place we're saying im includes, that's by Kaifer. Another place we says im does not include. So the fact that it's kanas, maybe moed b'kanas is pata, but vis-a-vis this halacha, there's no difference between tashlumin and kanas. In your mind, you're thinking moed b'kanas is pata, there's a different din. We're not discussing the ahidah. We're discussing can the word im come to include, even if you kill shlei b'kavana, where the shor's not dying, can it include a payment? Says the Gemara, by Kaifer it does include the payment, by Eved it doesn't. What's the difference? The word im by Eved does not appear in the tashlumin part. It appears in the negicha part. Therefore, the tashlumin, right, there's no reason to say that what you should pay if the shor is not dying. Mashen came by Kaifer, even though the shor is not dying, you know what you're going to pay? Because we have specials im Kaifer, yushas alav. It's going on what? On the chiyuv to pay. It's going on the chiyuv to pay.